Mr. President, Madam Dean, members of the faculty, Judge Tatel and fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great day, isn't it? Everybody in this room deserves congratulation. The new graduates, of course, their families and friends without which you would not be here, and even the faculty behind you, me, without whom also you would not be here. So congratulations to everybody. Now, you've probably heard the old saying that behind every successful man there stands a surprised woman. Sometimes two. Well, in the case of a successful woman, that surprised woman is still around, but she's right inside. So you see before you a surprised, but very delighted and honoured woman. I have been astonished at every new twist and turn my career has taken. None of this could have been foreseen in around 1960, when I first decided to try and become a lawyer. The height of my ambition then was to become a solicitor, an attorney, in the small town in the north of England where I grew up. Now, that town happened to be called Richmond. It is the very first Richmond. It has a medieval castle and a cobbled marketplace, and it is very beautiful. And after my Richmond, every other Richmond in the world, including the one a few miles down the road, has been named. So I feel very proud and honoured of my place. But I did think that my height of ambition would be to be an article clerk with the firm of solicitors there. I have since reflected that it would probably have been more difficult to become the first woman article clerk in that firm of solicitors than it was to become the first woman law lord. When I began my law studies in '63, the thought that I might be good enough to become a university teacher, let alone a judge, never crossed my mind. After all, the first woman full-time judge in the UK was appointed in 1962. I expect it was rather earlier in this country. I graduated in 1966 and went off to the University of Manchester. Now, Manchester is a town also in the north of England, mainly known for its football. I expect many of you have heard of Manchester United, and some of you may even support it. Although you're all wearing blue, so that's Manchester City. Never mind. Anyway, they encouraged me to become a barrister, and I practiced for a little while, also while I was teaching. But I was soon told that I had to choose between them. And this is the sort of choice that many people have to make these days. I couldn't make progress in either career without giving one or another of them up. And I chose academic life for the simple reason that it was so much easier to combine with a home and a family. Work-life balance, as we call it now, but we didn't think of it then. There were two other reasons. One was that my husband was at the Manchester Bar and we had narrowly avoided being on opposite sides of the same case. This is not a good idea. We also thought that a regular, though small, salary might be a help in the uncertainties and insecurities of life at the bar. But sometimes you have to make your own luck, don't you? So you've heard I wrote a book on mental health law, and that brought me my first judicial appointment before mental health review tribunals. It also brought me the great pleasure of a friendship that now endures over many decades with your own Professor Larry Gostin, who's one of the reasons I may be here. I edited a journal on social welfare and family law, and that led to me joining the Council on Tribunals. It brought me to the attention of the Lord Chancellor, who was responsible for judicial appointments, and that led to my becoming a baby judge. And eventually, I wrote books on family law, and that led to me becoming a law commissioner. That's a law reformer in the field of family law. So all of the things that I did led to other things which I hadn't meant them to lead to. I was simply pursuing my academic career. Now, I'm telling you all of this because there are messages for you all, aren't there, in my story, as you set out today